Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to the Guitar Letter System. Hey, this is study number 77. It's a single note study, and like I always tell my customers, that the huge growth is going to come from the chordal work, but I do have some very interesting single note studies. Most important thing with single notes is to create melodies. Just as a quick example, like if you have a scale, the most important thing is to create melody. But let me give, here, I kind of call this a monster lick. It's got, I think, 17 or 18 arpeggios. This is a great study. Very important that you do this slow, though, and don't blaze through it, okay? I'll do that again. It starts off with a 3, and this particular study really teaches you a lot too. It's not just, you know, going through scales. I mean, you're learning about arpeggios and connections, and it's a lot of stuff. So 3-octave arpeggio, it's a G major 7, 3-octave arpeggio it starts with. So you might want to break this lick down and start with just that part right there, okay? Just start with that 3-octave arpeggio and do it slow. So if you break this into a few different sections, it helps. So that's the first section. But like I said, when you're learning it, it should be this slow. Okay. And then eventually you want to try to think of that whole... See how I phrase that? It sounds almost like one idea. Now the next part is this. Okay, here's the next part. I just like muting that, you know. It doesn't have to be muted. Okay. So that combines major 7 arpeggios and dominant arpeggios. It's a very colorful little section. So that would be section 2, okay? Section 3, kind of a 13 flat 9 idea. See, that goes with the chord, right? And then it comes down from there, diminished. So we'll call this section 3. Okay, here's section 3. Okay, so this I created this lick about 30 years ago. I still practice it. No, I'll guarantee nobody is ever going to get this lick wired, but it just teaches you so much. That's what's so great about it. So 3 sections of how you want to practice it, right? And again, if you're just learning that, you want to play slow and clean, okay? And that's, you know, 1, 3, 5, 7, right? Okay. Slow. How I'm using the second finger here. First finger comes up, second finger first, third or second. Okay, in the second section. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Bach, you know, the classical composer Bach, who was a giant. He had pulled so much out of diatonic harmony. I just think that sounds really cool and muted like that. Again, do that part slow and get used to it, okay? It's to be honest, it's kind of hard for me to play it slow because I kind of think of it as one idea, and that's very, very important too, by the way, is thinking of a section of music as one idea. Okay, so that's the second section. Next section. Come down, diminished. Okay, so this 3 sections you want to work that in, okay? So first section, second section. I love that. Third section. Come down diminished. So that has a lot of different things in it. But again, for people that are working my guitar ladder system, I do have single note studies, but they're more creative, you know. And it's just, like I said, it's super important. You can work scales for building technique and things like that, but the most important thing is to pull melodies out of scales. You know, it doesn't do a whole lot of good just to blaze. I mean, it does. You can build your technique by going through them, but it's very important to begin to build melody. But I mean, I like to do double triplets, things like this, to develop technique. But for now, let me just stick with this focus. So you work this in three, this monster lick. I'm just going to call this Study 77. Okay, second section. Third section. This is not something you're going to get down in 2 weeks. This is something you should be working on for the next 10, 20 years. I'm serious, but it's really good for you to do. And by the way, take this section and do it in different places. You know, just to hear it. You can change it. See, I kind of want it. I'm kind of wanting to change it, I guess, you know. Just, you know, be creative with it, have fun with it. But yeah, it's a tricky lick. Kind of want to go into a 13 at that point. But yeah, for those who are doing the guitar ladder system who haven't been with me that long, hang in there with the chordal work for a while, because it's going to give you the most growth, and then I'll shoot you over some single note studies as well. But you can get, like I said, you know, scales and things you can get out there at anywhere for free, but you need to work melodies. But anyway, this is my monster lick number 77. Enjoy. Work it in three sections. Take this and do that in different places, okay? You get the idea. All right, enjoy. Work slow and clean. Take care.